Hello guys, this is Kazrahim, another commentary. It's been some time, it's been almost 3 years I think since the last video that I did, which was also on World of Warships. So, this game, I'm in the Gneisenau, the Tier 7 German battleship, the Kriegsmarine battleship, which I love and I adore, and it's one of the most awesome ships that I played in World of Warships, but let's continue on. The map we are playing is Trident, and this is a random battle. I'm the top tier battleship in my team, and the enemy team is from tier 5 to tier 7. So, this was my best damage overall game that I had, which is really nice if you think about it. But I have to say that I think it was mostly due to the incompetence of the enemy team, while my team just barely survived. This is the epicenter game mode, which means basically that almost never you win by capture, you win mostly by killing the other team. So it doesn't really matter. You should take notice of it, but it's not something as profound as in, let's say, domination, where the caps really play a gigantic role in winning the game. So the first target spotter is Omaha. I'm trying to shoot it from long range, though the Gneisenau isn't that good long range. It's one of the things that people complain about it, that it's a really bad ship because it just cannot hit the hits that people want it to take. But let's see how this game goes and how we will perform. I'm just keeping my crosser where I think I should be shooting. And notice that's something that I learned while starting the German line, that I started not firing all of my guns at once, but one after another. Again, I missed. A really good start, right? And I'm sorry that this may seem like a very small UI for you guys, but the recording that I have is way higher in resolution than the actual output that I'm going to put on YouTube. I'm going to try to change the resolutions on the next videos. I only got 2 overpens over there, so nothing fancy. I'm like a little bit annoyed at this moment, but there we spot an Nagato that's broadsiding, and he's not paying attention at all to me, so I'm just keeping my aim steady and throwing some shots down range. But now this Omaha is quite close to me, so I'm feeling a little bit pressured, though this is the Gneisenau, so there was only 1 overpen from the Nagata. But he shot his torps on the Arizona in front of me, so I'm safe. And he failed to do anything else, he just died, killed by the York. Another shot on the Nagata, we'll see if this one maybe connects. Let's hope. And there we go, we had 2 penetrating hits and 1 over penetration. So decent enough damage. You have to remember, this is the Gneisenau. The Gneisenau has horrible accuracy. I'm just throwing down torps maybe to catch off this destroyer, though I'm pretty sure he will be faster than my torps. But there we get an awesome hit with just over penetrations with AP on destroy, and my secondaries are now opening up on him. And we'll see how that behaves. You're gonna have to excuse me because I have to get back into the production side of things on YouTube. I'm constantly looking at this Akatsuki because I'm not really keen on the idea of letting him just, stroll around. I missed that shot completely. And I get on fire, but I'm waiting. I usually don't, repair the fires unless I'm completely separated and I know that the enemy will not continue to fire upon me from any side. If I do, then I don't. And that was a nice salvo with a citadel overhead and penetration. And we're gonna continue on. We spot the Duke of York, but he's bow on. Or rather heading away from us? Yeah, heading away from us. But he's turning because this Duke of York is greedy. He's just playing greedy for damage, so he's gonna turn his ship around trying to force me, and you're gonna notice that the Duke of York actually doesn't use a single AP round in this game. So that Shaw's is running away, surely, because he got penetrated and he knows that there's a battleship coming his way, especially the Gneisenau. The Gneisenau is what it is. It's a very good battleship. A lot of people give it, you know, a bad reputation, but I don't understand why. It requires a different playstyle. It doesn't allow you to be stupid most of the time, because you will get punished. You will get, you know, one hit and destroyed. But it doesn't mean that you cannot do very well with it. It just requires you to think of what you are doing. We get one penetrating hit over there, which isn't that good, but it's enough. It's enough. The Duke of York is giving us a broadside, and I'm thinking like, okay, this cruiser will be heading away from me. I'm not likely to hit him, so I'm gonna try to get some shots on the Duke of York. But the Duke of York also tries to head out. But I'm gonna continue on firing, because that's the best target that I have. There is a destroyer, but he's behind an island almost. And we actually get 2 penetrating hits and an overmatch on that Duke of York. Which is really nice, because as I said, a lot of people give gripe to the Gneisenau that it has really inaccurate guns. This game proves that if you have good enough aim, you will be able to wear down your enemies. But it requires really good aim. And I think one of the YouTubers that I watch actually suspects, also Chase I think, suspects that there is a hidden mechanic in the game where better you are of a shot, the better your results will be, because if you line up your shot just a little bit off, only another penetration there on the Duke of York, giving you full broadside. There's that Kisuke, I'm already going with my guns towards him to try to, you know, prevent him from doing what he did, but unfortunately he kills the Fuso, but the Fuso kills him first with his secondary guns, which is very lucky for him. The Fuso doesn't have amazing secondary guns. So my attention goes back to the Duke of York, and going back to the topic, they said that if your aim isn't top notch, then you will have worse dispersion, because the shells just travel, give you a wider dispersion when you're not on the ideal line of the target, just to increase the chance of you actually hitting it, which is a little bit dumb if you think about it. Again, this guy only spams HE and gives us full broadside all the time. So he gets a fire, and I punish him for another 8,000 damage done. This game doesn't have those amazing, you know, shots for 20,000, 30,000 damage, but it's good enough. The Gneisenau is good enough that it doesn't give you those shots usually, but it performs overall well. So I see the cruiser and I think to myself, I have to get this guy out because I'm going to be in a crossfire. He can start spamming HE at me, put me on fire and stuff like that, and I would just lose health unneedily. And of course, as the usual rule, if you have a cruiser that has like one shell left of life, you do a citadel on him. So now we're going to focus down on the Duke of York. I want him dead, I want him out of the game, just to have that advantage of the other tier 7 out. There are 2 New Mexicos heading this way, so I have a good opinion of the New Mexico, and I was a little bit scared, but then again, I'm the tier 7 battleship on almost full life. I didn't use... I think I used only the repair once in this game, another decent salvo, and I'm putting the last shots out trying to finish off this Duke of York. Which I do. We penetrate and we kill him. Now I can focus on the New Mexicos. And like I said, I'm the tier 7 battleship that is made for brawling, that is made for picking on targets, so I'm just going to town with those guys. The New Mexico completely whips his hits, And I get 2 overpenetrations for 7,000 damage, which means that I overpenetrated his torpedo belt and hit him, and did a normal penetration somewhere else. And I'm not trying to spread my guns or anything. I'm gonna shoot one and then proceed to the other if I can. But you can see they are doing actually a smart thing. One is going left, the second was going right. But they noticed that they can't carry this, I think. Which is a little bit weird, because they were in a very good spot. We get another 5,000 damage done. Which isn't that good, but hey. Those 2 shots will whiff like hell. I aim for the torpedo belt, for the belt armor, and they just bounce because of the auto bounce mechanic. Aiming for the turrets maybe to kill one off, and my secondaries now launch. Start opening up on this guy. There is a T-22 at further range, but I'm close enough that I cannot, change the target. I put another 2 shots into the New Mexico. Waiting for my guns to reload. He's low on life, all burning, but the York actually finishes him off. And have another New Mexico, and there's the Miyoko back there. So I'm trying to get this New Mexico dead. And by this time, the enemy team has only 4 ships left. New Mexico, the Miyoko, and 2 destroyers. One is the Kamikaze, and the second is the T-22 that we saw. And this was a game of incompetence. Like, my team played decent, but not well, and the enemy team just whiffed completely. There's my high caliber. My secondaries open up on this guy, and I'm thinking like to myself, I have to kill this Miyoko, because he's gonna be spamming fires, and I don't want to be on fire in the Gneisenau more than I have to. I'm pushing my tops out. It won't hit, but it's just a good thing to pressure the enemy. Those shots actually penetrated amazingly. I didn't suspect they're gonna penetrate. The Miyoko is using AP, which is weird as fuck. At this angle, with the Gneisenau coming towards you, and I launched my hill, I healed myself back up a little bit. Repaired the fire, even though I shouldn't, because it was only one. But I'm gonna try to focus down this Miyoko with my front guns and back guns on this guy. He put 1 shot into each and actually didn't accomplish anything with that. Put the New Mexico on fire with my secondaries, launched the back guns, but I'm getting closer to the Miyoko, so you always have to prioritize the targets, and I know this New Mexico isn't that good. I whiffed that shot completely. Of a shot, he didn't present me any, reason to be scared of him. And that's why I always try to go... If I know that the battleship will not, face me and do tremendous amounts of damage, I try to focus on cruisers and destroyers, but this guy is giving me a broadside. Unfortunately, my shots completely whiff. Now I know that if you're in such a close gunnery fight, you should zoom out, just to allow yourself a little bit better aiming, because the game just does something weird with it. And your shots will just hit the waterline in front of you instead of actually destroying the target. And there we go, we killed the New Mexico. Now it's the Miyoko left. He's still firing AP at a fully bow-on Gneisenau. And he was stationary, and that's a problem. He got a Citadel, he's dead. I got the Confederate. So 176,000 damage. That's gonna go as far as I ever did. I suspected that the Miyoko will show torpedoes. I'm actually typing in chat, that's why I'm looking away. But he didn't completely do anything with those stops. And I think the Miyoko could have played this way better. He could have supported his New Mexicos, and that would give him a larger advantage in the game overall. Just spamming HE, forcing me out of this position that I was. if you think about it, the enemy team was not that bad at the end. If they did a few things a little bit different, they could have easily changed the tide of this battle. Just putting me on fire, forcing me to go out. The New Mexico actually had a very good shot towards the end. So they forced me out, focused on the Cleveland, and then forced me to just to run away. They could have won. But they decided to do what they did, and this is the result. Now we are trying to get to the Kamikaze here, which is in the cap circle, but he left the cap circle. And always towards the end of the game it's really difficult when there's only a destroyer left, because you're just constantly having mind games. You're thinking about where the destroyer can be in the given time, and usually you're gonna have a hard time trying to figure out where a thing that has 5.7 kilometer or close to it detection range will be. I just checked where the torpedoes were coming from towards our destroyer, but it would seem that the Kamikaze would go left on around F4, right? No, F7, F8. That would be where I would think that the torpedoes can come from, but yeah, they started capping the central zone. What the hell? Where is he? So we're gonna look for him, even as hard as it is to find that little buggy destroyer. So we're just trying to spot the Kamikaze, and there he is. Then we spot him. I just throw random shots. At this kind of range, it's not really something that you can count on that those will hit. So I'm just throwing random shots. And he's escaping, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this guy doesn't want to fight, doesn't want to be in this kind of position. He's probably waiting for his smoke. And once that is back in his arsenal, he'll just try to smoke up and try maybe to disengage and reapproach. But it's only 3 minutes left. Those shots were really good, and I'm actually amazed that none of them actually hit. If I had those 2 other penetrations over there, maybe this game could have ended really fast. So yeah, I'm just throwing random shots, you know, not enough lead in the... There's no even thinking about it, but now he disappeared, and I see, yep, he's smoking up. So now it's a question. A good player would disengage and approach from another angle, so we wouldn't know. But as I said, almost 2 minutes left, a little bit above 2 minutes. We are capping the second and the first circle, so we're gonna have the cap advantage. This guy would have to... No, he's just not able to, because the Cleveland is outside of his range, the Nagato is way outside of his range, so he can get our destroyer, and now I'm being detected. Now I know that this guy is actively out of the smoke, because he's detected me, and I type here in the chat that I'm detected. I try to walk with my team and tell them from time to time, like, those facts that I'm detected, it means that he's out of the smoke. There's no sense in trying to wait for him, and I'm thinking like he's either behind the left mountain or the right mountain, the right island in front of me, and which one will it be? And I'm thinking he now stopped detecting me, so he's either behind the left island, but he would be spotted by the Cleveland, so he's probably behind the right one. Yeah, the amount of time that it required him makes me think that okay, he's detecting me from over here, so I turn my ship a little bit around. He's not trying to torpedo me, because I would get the notification that I'm being targeted, but I'm still thinking like maybe he not, and maybe he's somewhere closer. Where the hell is he? And I'm just looking around. There's 40 seconds left. There he is. There he is, on as tiny of a slimmer of health as he can be. So I'm just gonna throw those shots, not counting that I'm gonna be the one killing him. There's a Cleveland and a destroyer. And there's the Kraken. Actually, my shots hit him and killed him. So here is the result: 176,000 damage and 963. So almost 177,000 damage, which is my top score overall in World of Warships as of yet. 3,173 experience. I didn't use flags or anything like that. The Confederate High Caliber and Kraken, which was just a plainly awesome thing at the end. So let's check the next plate. On the next plate we can see I did 2,115 base experience, which is a really good score. The next person behind me, our Miyoko, had 1,529. And looking at the enemy team, look how far up is the Duke of York that I killed. He didn't have a good game. He died constantly being fired on, and he was the best player on the team. That just gives you a perspective of how bad the enemy team was. The New Mexico, one was second and the other one was way in the middle, so they really played it badly. The Miyoko, the Kamikaze, they had a decent game, but if you think about it, they only were so high because they survived so long into the game. So the next plate. So we have 146,000 damage done by my main guns, 25,000 done by my secondaries. I have a secondary build Gneisenau. I had, because I already changed everything up. I still have the ship, but I had to reskill the captain and he went to the Bismarck. I took a total of a potential damage of 1,361,000, which isn't that much if you think about it. It could be more. I took 59 AP shots that did 34,000 damage, and most of that was the New Mexico towards the end. But hey, what can you do? Look how much damage I did to the New Mexico. One was 48,000, second one was 32,000, and 46,000 to the Duke of York. So let's check the last plate. And on the last plate we can see I had a total gain. I have a premium account, that's why I have a little bit more experience. So 264,000 credits earned without the repair cost. With the repair, including the repair cost, we would have 334,000, which is really nice amount of credits for a silver ship. And we received 3,173 experience. So that was my best game in the Gneisenau. Overall, I would think that I had more passionate games, more, you know, engaging games, but this one just struck me as the highest damage, so I wanted to make a video, which is the introduction to me coming back into YouTube. Not for monies or anything, because YouTube will now cut off any whatsoever money that I could have ever had from it. So I won't be monetizing anything, I won't be doing any ads or anything like that. It's just going to be content and content alone. I think that I would try to do 2 videos per week. For now it's going to be World of Warships, because World of Warship is easiest for me to do because I'm playing it all the time. But with the new PC I can do a lot of more things, so we'll see how it goes eventually down the road. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed yourself. If you liked it, please hit the like button, then I'll know that actually someone is watching those videos. And thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.